Have you ever woken up feeling like you've already run a marathon, even though you haven't left the couch? Or maybe you've noticed your head's a little foggy lately, making it hard to focus on your favorite crossword puzzle? Well, my friend, you're not alone. As we get a little wiser in years, our bodies sometimes send us signals we don't quite recognize. And today, we're going to talk about one of the sneakiest culprits behind those off days: dehydration. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dehydration? That's just for athletes or folks working in the sun. But here's the thing, our bodies change as we age. That trusty thirst signal we relied on in our 40s or 50s, it's not as loud anymore. And that means we might not realize we're running low on fluids until it's too late. Today, I'll share 5 signs your body might be crying out for water, ones you could easily miss, and simple, everyday ways to stay hydrated and feel your best. Let's start with the first sign. Number 1. That lingering fatigue. You know the feeling. You slept well, you're not overdoing it, but by mid-morning, you're already dragging. Maybe you blame it on getting older, but often, it's your body whispering, "I need water." Here's why. When we're dehydrated, our blood gets thicker, making your heart work harder to pump it. That extra effort, it zaps your energy. So if your afternoon slump feels more like a collapse, try sipping water before reaching for another cup of coffee. And here's a tip. Keep a colorful pitcher of water with slices of lemon or cucumber on your kitchen counter. It's inviting, and you'll remember to drink up as you pass by. Now, the second sign is a tricky one. Dry skin that just won't quit. You might slather on lotion, wondering why your skin still feels tight or looks dull. But here's the secret. Hydration starts from the inside. When we're low on fluids, our skin loses its plumpness and glow. Think of a grape turning into a raisin. It's all about moisture. So next time you're moisturizing, ask yourself, have I had enough water today? And remember, hydrating doesn't just mean gulping glasses. Foods like watermelon, cucumbers, or even a bowl of broth-based soup count toward your daily intake. Every little bit helps. Now, before we move on, let's talk about something we often brush off: confusion or irritability. If you've ever felt suddenly disoriented or unusually cranky, maybe you forgot where you put your keys or snapped at a loved one over something small, it might not be just a bad day. Dehydration affects your brain, too. Even mild fluid loss can make it harder to concentrate or regulate your mood. So if your mind feels foggy, try this. Pause for a glass of water and a few deep breaths. It's a small act of kindness for your body and your peace of mind. Now, these are just the first few signs, ones we often chalk up to aging but can actually be fixed with a few mindful sips. And the best part: staying hydrated isn't about overhauling your life. It's about gentle, consistent habits. So why not pour yourself a glass of water right now? I'll wait. There you go. Now, let's keep this conversation flowing. We've got more signs to uncover, including one that might surprise you. And I'll share my favorite no-fuss tips for making hydration a natural part of your day. Trust me, your body will thank you. You know, I've always loved gardening. There's something about tending to these greens that keeps me grounded. But a few summers back, I noticed my tomato plants wilting no matter how much I cared for them. Turns out, I was watering them at the wrong time of day. The sun was stealing all that precious moisture before the roots could drink it in. And isn't that just like us sometimes? We might think we're doing enough, but our bodies need a little more attention to thrive. So let's dig into those last 2 signs of dehydration you might be missing, starting with one that's easy to dismiss as just part of getting older. Number 4. That dizzy spell when you stand up too fast. Now, we've all had moments where we rise from our favorite chair and the room does a little spin. But if this happens often, it's not just one of those things. When you're dehydrated, your blood volume drops, which means your heart has to work overtime to keep blood flowing to your brain, especially when you change positions. So if you're feeling light-headed more than usual, don't shrug it off. Here's a trick I use. Keep a small glass of water by your bedside and take a few sips before you get out of bed in the morning. It's like giving your body a head start for the day. And if you're out gardening or running errands, Try wearing a wide-brimmed hat and taking shade breaks. The sun can sneak up on you, and every bit of prevention helps. Now, the fifth sign is one we rarely talk about, but it's so important. Infrequent trips to the bathroom or dark-colored urine. I know it's not exactly dinner table conversation, but here's the truth. Your kidneys are like your body's filtration system, and they need water to flush out waste. If you're not visiting the restroom every few hours, or if your urine looks more like apple juice than lemonade, it's a red flag. And let's be honest, as we age, sometimes we avoid drinking water to cut down on those bathroom trips. But that's like refusing to oil a squeaky hinge. It'll only get worse. Instead, try spacing your water intake throughout the day. Have a glass with meals, one mid-morning, another in the afternoon. Small, steady sips add up without overwhelming your system. Now, I promised you a surprising sign, didn't I? Well, here's a bonus. Cravings for salty snacks. Sounds odd, right? But when you're dehydrated, your body loses electrolytes like sodium, and suddenly those pretzels or chips seem irresistible. Instead of reaching for the salt shaker, try sipping on coconut water or adding a pinch of salt to your regular water. It's a gentle way to replenish what you've lost without overdoing it. And hey, if you're craving something crunchy, why not snack on celery sticks with hummus? They're hydrating and satisfying. Now, I know all this might feel like a lot to remember. But here's the good news. Hydration doesn't have to be a chore. It's about tuning in to your body's whispers before they become shouts. Start by setting a few gentle reminders. Maybe a sticky note on the fridge or an alarm on your phone. Or pair drinking water with something you already love, like a chapter of your book or a phone call with a friend. Before you know it, it'll become second nature, like watering those plants or brewing your morning tea. And remember, progress, not perfection, is what matters. Missed a few glasses today? That's okay. Tomorrow's a fresh start. The goal is to feel a little brighter, a little sharper, and a lot more like yourself. So why not pour another glass right now? Go ahead, I'll raise mine too. Now that we've uncovered all 5 signs, let's talk about turning this knowledge into action. Because staying hydrated isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about giving yourself the energy to enjoy life's little moments, whether that's dancing with your grandkids, tending your garden, or finally tackling that project you've been putting off. So let's make hydration simple, doable, and even a little fun. After all, you deserve to feel your best every single day. You know, my neighbor Martha used to say, growing older is like sipping a fine wine, you savor it slowly. But Martha also told me she'd forgotten to sip her water half the time. That's the thing, isn't it? Life gets busy, even when we're not rushing. So let's talk about how to make hydration feel effortless, like breathing, or enjoying that glass of wine. Because once you know the signs, the next step is finding what works for you. First, let's rethink what hydration even means. It's not about chugging 8 glasses a day, though that's a good start. It's about tiny habits that add up. For example, try tying a glass of water to something you already do. Every time you take your morning pills, have a sip. When you finish a chapter of your book, refill your cup. Or place a cheerful glass next to your favorite chair. You'll reach for it without thinking. My grandson bought me a silly world's best grandma mug, and I swear it's half the reason I drink more now. Another trick. Listen to your body's rhythm. Maybe you're not thirsty at noon, but by 3 p.m., you're parched. That's okay. Keep a little log for a few days. Note when you drink and how you feel. You'll start to see patterns. And if plain water feels boring, jazz it up. Add a sprig of mint, a few frozen berries, or even a dash of cinnamon. My friend Ed swears by warm water with a slice of ginger, says it's like a hug for his insides. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. What if you just don't like water? That's where hydrating foods come in. A bowl of oatmeal in the morning, a juicy peach, or a crisp cucumber salad, they all count. And here's a tip I learned from my yoga class. Eat your water. Foods with high water content, like celery or strawberries, keep you hydrated longer. Even a scoop of gelatin or a popsicle on a hot day can help. It's all about creativity, not rules. And let's not forget the power of teamwork. Enlist a hydration buddy, someone to check in with daily. My sister and I text each other water emojis every time we finish a glass. It's silly, but it works. Or ask your grandkids to remind you when they call. They'll love feeling helpful, and you'll both laugh about it. Connection makes even the simplest habits stick. Now, I won't pretend it's always easy. Some days, you'll forget. Others, you'll feel like you're living in the bathroom. But here's the truth. Every sip is a gift to your future self. Imagine having the energy to play with your granddog in the yard, or the clarity to lose yourself in a good book without that foggy feeling. That's what's on the other side of that glass. So let's raise a toast, to small steps, to grace, and to feeling like you again. Try one thing this week. Just one. Maybe it's filling that pitcher with lemon slices, or sharing a hydration hack in the comments below. I'd love to hear what works for you. And if this video sparked something, pass it along to a friend. We're all in this together. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, aging isn't about slowing down, it's about knowing how to keep yourself going. So here's to your health, your joy, and those little moments that make life sweet. Don't forget to hit subscribe, so we can keep sharing this journey together. Now, go enjoy that glass of water, and whatever adventure comes next.